Okay, hello, welcome to the online admission seminar of the Bachelor of Science with Honours in Physiotherapy, the Open University of Hong Kong. I'm Chad, Assistant Professor and also a physiotherapist. In the following 13 minutes, I'm going to share some information to you with about our program. And at the end of my presentation, there will be a Q&A session. So you can leave your questions at the Q&A box anytime during my presentation, and I will answer them after my presentation. So I will share my screen first. Okay. So make sure you are in the correct seminar, right? Okay, so what is physiotherapy? And I think there are lots of different images of a physiotherapist. For example, when someone got injuries their ankle, a physiotherapist teach them how to walk with walking aids, teach them how to do some exercises, give them some treatment so that they can get back to their normal function. Or for some people who got neck pain, back pain, for example, they may seek advice from a physiotherapist at hospital or physiotherapy clinics. And then after some treatments, they go back to their normal life. Or you can sometimes see a physiotherapist teaching older people to do some exercises so that they can strengthen their muscles, they can walk properly with decrease the risk of falls. And these are some common images of physiotherapists. And I think some of you are interested in sports and also watch some football match, for example. When you see an athlete got injured during a competition, you will see some people carrying a large bag, running quickly to that injured athlete, and then do some tests, some treatment, and then high five to that athlete, and then disappeared in the field. And then the match goes on, and that injury athlete managed to finish the whole competition or even score. Yes, these are some common images of a physiotherapist. And according to the World Physiotherapy, a physiotherapist provides services that develop, maintain, and restore people's maximum movement and functional ability. We help people at any stage of life when their movement and function are threatened by aging, injury, disorders, diseases, conditions, or environmental factors. So as a physiotherapist, when we encounter a patient, we first know more about that. Then we have some assessments, some tests. For example, we test the joint range, we test the muscle strength, we test their function, balance, agility, and we understand what's going on, what's the problem with the patient, and make a physical diagnosis to see which structures got some problems. And after that, we plan a management or care according to our physical diagnosis and assessment results and provide some interventions. For example, the intervention includes manual therapy, electrical therapy, and we give advices to our patients, and we prescribe some exercises so that they can do it at home and they can recover quickly, get back to their life, and most importantly, to prevent that injury to happen again. So as I mentioned, here are some common images of a physiotherapist or the field of specialization of physiotherapy. We serve older adults, those who got joint injuries or muscle injuries. We are active in sports and fitness field, but we are also active in other fields. For example, neurological physiotherapy. When people get a stroke, for example, stroke, spinal cord injury, traumatic brain injury, we help our patients to recover and get back to their life. And not only rehabilitation, after the rehabilitation process, we also got a role in people with special needs. We help them to have an active life, to regain their function. And there is also cardiopulmonary physiotherapy. For example, the recent COVID-19 pandemic. As a physiotherapist, we not only teach our patients how to walk, how to exercise, but we also provide chest physiotherapy, which teach our patient how to breathe, some breathing exercises, do some treatment to maintain their chest hygiene. So we also have an important role in during this pandemic. And we also serve children and babies, for example, those with developmental disorders or children with special education needs. And for women's health, physiotherapists also take care of the prenatal and postnatal care, the physiotherapy management. Sorry. And we also involved in primary health care. We educate the public on injury prevention, on preventing chronic disease by living an active life. So because of the wide range of services of physiotherapy, there are a lot of opportunities for physiotherapists. For example, we work at private clinics, hospitals, NGOs. We also work at special schools, elderly centers, district health centers, or sports fitness centers. We provide home physiotherapy, and we also educate the public. And some of the physiotherapists, such as me, working at the university, educating and training the future physiotherapists. And we also conduct research that is related to physiotherapy and rehabilitation. So here's some information about physiotherapy and the work of a physiotherapist I would like to share with you. And if you are still interested in this field, we can move on to tell you more about when you are going to study physiotherapy at the OUHK, what will happen. So if I'm going to use one adjective to describe the life as a physiotherapy student here, I will use busy, B-U-S-Y, busy. Yes, it is a 4-year course, full-time course. You can see that you have to complete 200 credits during these 4 years. I can tell you that the 200 credits required more than 4.5 or 5 years to complete in other programs. But our students have to finish that in 4 years. So you will expect that you will have long lesson time. You will have study or staff practice after your classes. You will have courses on clinical practicum during your summer semesters. So it will be very busy, but it works. And among these 200 credits, there are 40 credits from the component of university requirements. That is, for example, English course or general education courses. And there are 30 for the core science courses, 75 for the specialized professional courses, and most importantly, the clinical practicum. So for the core science courses that we provide you the basic knowledge you have to know to be a physiotherapist. It includes human anatomies and physiology, functional anatomy, and you can see the picture here, some anatomy models, they are 3D printed. And we not only learn from books or models, but we have to study by using the cadavers. So be prepared for that if you want to study physiotherapy, because we have to know the structure, every structure, for example, the muscles and bones and joints of a human body. Apart from these two courses, you also have to study movement study and exercise science. I can tell you this is a very interesting course because you have a chance to experience different equipment and devices. You also study research methods and statistics. Nowadays, we're talking about evidence-based practice. By understanding what the latest research telling you, a physiotherapist would be able to get the best knowledge and provide the best treatment, make the best clinical decision for their patients. So as a physiotherapy student, you must understand what the scientific research telling you. And after you attain the basic knowledge, we move on to professional courses. As a physiotherapist, you have to learn all this. For example, the principles of physiotherapy practice, you learn how to measure joint movements, how to quantify the muscle strength, how to prescribe therapeutic exercise to your patients according to their needs. You also have orthopedics and musculoskeletal physiotherapy, for example, the pain, joint pain, and the muscle and bone problems. You learn how to use different electrophysical agents or advanced technology in the rehabilitation. You learn the cardiopulmonary physiotherapy and pharmacology during the 4 years. An important aspect is clinical neurology and developmental disabilities, and also neurological physiotherapy. And also very important, primary health and community care. And in the final year of your study, you will have a capstone project. You can pick a topic that you are interested, have an in-depth study there, and also utilize everything you learned during the previous years, and finally present your ideas to your classmates and of course to the academic staff so that we can rate your performance. And we hope that from this project, you can have more knowledge and inspired when you become a physiotherapist in the future. So we are not only talking about theories or skills. It's very important to put all this into practice. So all physiotherapist students must go through more than 1,000 hours of clinical practicum, which worth 55 credits. Students will have their practicum at hospitals, private clinics, NGOs. In one of the clinical block, students can pick what they are interested to attach. For example, for students who are interested in sports, they can go to some sports team. For those who are interested in pediatrics physiotherapy, they can have their placement at some special schools. Or some of our students are interested to serve older people, so they will have their placement at elderly centers. And you may also have a chance to have your practicum overseas. So our course and the curriculum is developed according to the World Physiotherapy standards. So it is recognized internationally upon fulfilling the country's requirements. Okay, you've learned what, if you are going to study physiotherapy at OUHK, what will you have to study? Another exciting part to study at a university is the university life. And you can see this beautiful building here is the OUHK Jockey Cup Institute of Healthcare. It's just had its grand opening, the beginning of this month, just opened, so very new. It's not only beautiful outside, but also comfortable inside. So you can have your study alone here or with your friends in the common learning commons in these buildings. You can enjoy your life here with your friends. And in the Department of Physiotherapy, there are 5 laboratories, all equipped with high advanced technology equipment. You can see on the left-hand side, this is the sports physiotherapy and biomechanics laboratory. There are lots of sports-related equipment. And the right-hand side here is the neurology physiotherapy laboratory. And one point I would like to highlight here is this handsome gentleman. He is Professor William Zhang, our department head. And you can see students enjoy his teaching a lot. And I really hope that he's now listening to this part. And apart from the laboratories, we also have a lot of equipment, advanced technologies to help you to study physiotherapy here. And here you can see the 3D dissection tables, so you can study anatomy. And also you may notice that this stunning sunset view, yes, you can enjoy this sunset view at our laboratory after a long day of classes and study. So finally you got something to enjoy, right? After a long day. And I'm telling you the truth that because when the weather is good, I always see some of our students staying here at the outdoor terrace to enjoy the sunset. And we even got a joke there, and that is called we are having photosynthesis here. So if you are going to study at OUHK, I also wish you have a chance to look at this view. When talking about university life, even though the study for the physiotherapy is very busy, we still encourage our students to join different activities. For those who are interested in sports, they can join our program that is the Student Sports Training and Rehabilitation Program. Under the supervision of a registered physiotherapist, our students have a chance to observe and experience the work of a physiotherapist in a sports team. We will serve the OUHK sports team, and our students also have a chance to experience power sport, that is sport for people with physical impairment. For those who are interested in research, we also highly encourage them to be involved in our research program. Under the guidance of our academic staff, our students have a chance to experience studies like biomechanics, gait analysis, sports injuries related studies, and also some studies related to physiotherapy. So after around 20 minutes of my introduction, if you would like to apply for our program, you can go to our webpage, ouhk.edu.hk, and then click on the icon admissions, and it will lead you to this page. For those who are local non-JUPAS applicants, you can click on this icon. For those who are from mainland or overseas, you can click on these icons respectively. After clicking into that page, you will find all the information that you need. One thing I would like to highlight is, please check your admission requirements. You can find the information here. And this table shows some important dates that you will have to notice. Here I'm going to tell you the deadline. For local applicants, please apply before or not before 20th of August. For overseas and mainland China applicants, please apply by 31st of May. And you may notice that there is an interview session here. And yes, we will have interview for eligible applicants. And today in this seminar, I am going to give you some tips of attending our interview so that you can better prepare yourself. I'll tell you some of the questions that we often encountered. And most applicants ask, for example, would the interview be conducted in English or Cantonese? The answer is both. The interview is in English and Cantonese. English is important because during our lessons, our teaching materials, our tests and exams all are in English. And you are going to be a physiotherapist working at hospital or clinics or NGOs, you have to read and prepare your bad notes or legal documents in English. So English is a must. And about Cantonese, because as I mentioned, all all the physiotherapist students must go through clinical practicum. And they will go to local settings, hospitals and clinics for their practicum. It means that their patients will be local Hong Kong people. So it's important to understand and be able to communicate in Cantonese in order to complete your practicum. The second question that we always encountered is if it is a group or individual interview. The answer is both. We have both individual and group interview. For the individual interview, we hope that we can have a chance to better understand you, why you like to be a physiotherapist. And we also hope that we give you more information on what is physiotherapist, what is the study about, so that to help you to make a better decision to devote the following 4 years in this field. For the group interview, we hope to see how you communicate and interact with others, because as a physiotherapist, we have a lot of chances to interact with other people. So the interview will be in both group and individual. Another questions that a lot of applicants asked is what type of question or what questions would you ask in the interview? I'm sorry, I really can't tell you that. Because it very depends on the applicants. Different applicants got different backgrounds, so the questions will be different. But what I can tell you instead is what kind of students we are looking for. The first thing is we hope that our students really understand the scope of service of physiotherapy, which I've told you already at the beginning of this presentation. And the second is they truly understand the work as a physiotherapist, the busy life, the caring that needed to be a physiotherapist, the routine and also unexpected thing that will happen in a hospital or clinics or NGOs. So they must understand the work of a physiotherapist. One attribute that we are looking for in our students is good communication skills. As I mentioned, as a physiotherapist, you have to encounter different people every day. You have to communicate well with your colleagues, not only physiotherapists, but other healthcare professionals working in this hospital or clinics. For example, nurses, occupational therapists, radiologists, doctors, or anyone working there. And most importantly, you have to communicate with your patients every day, not your patients, but also their carers, their family. So effective communication is critical to be a physiotherapist. Another attribute is to be a physiotherapist is you should be willing to serve, because a physiotherapist, we have to take care of our patient every day. If we are willing to serve, we will enjoy even more about our work. And the last tips is if you have any previous experience to work with a physiotherapist, then that would be great. I mean, not only being a patient or accompanying your family or friends to seek advice from a physiotherapist, but really you work in that setting, for example, shadowing in a physiotherapy department. All this would help you to be to help you to study physiotherapy. And this photo shows you our academic staff on the first row and our first cohort students here. Among them, some of them hold degree in Master of Philosophy, Master degree or Bachelor degree in Sports, Exercise Science, Kinesiology, or rehabilitation related subjects. And then you may ask, okay, I have a degree, but it's in art or business, or I'm students that sit in international examinations like IB, GCE. Am I eligible to apply? Yes, you are eligible. Yes, and anyone who passionate in physiotherapy or being a physiotherapist welcomes to apply for our program. Some of our students also got a degree in art or business, but they also have a strong background in physiotherapy related field, like they are maybe a coach, an athlete, or they volunteered at physiotherapy department for a long time. They got some research background. So if you are interested, if you are passionate, just apply for our program. Okay, we only have limited time. I may not be able to tell you everything you want to know here, but if you want to have more information, you can go to our website here. You can follow our IG. You can like our Facebook page. And if you have further questions, you can contact our colleagues, Ms. Ada, sending her emails or calling us at this number. So we'll move on to the Q&A session. You can type your questions at the Q&A box, and meanwhile, I will place these links, all these links at the chat box so that you can copy. That's great. So all the links are now at the chat box. Okay. So if anyone can't see that, just you can let me know. Okay, I got a lot of questions already. So I will answer them one by one, but it seems that I can't answer all of them because really so many. But don't worry, I will try to answer them. Or if I really don't have time to finish them all, just send us email. Okay. So the first question, around how many positions will be offered to local or non-local non-German applicants? We don't really have a proportion that, on that, but we'll admit 40 students this academic year. Okay, the second question. Okay, if I'm going to apply in your program, what information should I provide? Okay, okay, of course you have to provide the basic information that required by the universities, for example, the academic qualifications, but you can also submit all the information that would better help us to better understand you, why you want to be a physiotherapist or study physiotherapy at OUHK. From the last year, we get information like a personal statement explaining the reason. We got information about the experience as a coach, volunteered at physiotherapy department, or anything related to physiotherapy would be welcome. Okay. So the next question. Will a first degree in certain degree or field have an advantage when applying for the OUHK physiotherapy program? Thanks. Okay, thank you. Yes, okay, that's okay because this question is asked at the very beginning of this seminar. So as I mentioned, anything related to physiotherapy, for example, not only sports or exercise related topics, but rehabilitation or research related or biology, or some of our students got a degree in kinesiology. But as I mentioned, not only degree, what you've studied, but your what you experienced, your working experience, your volunteer experience also count. So just give us every information that is related. And as I mentioned, what kind of students we are looking for, and it may give you some hints on what information you have to provide to us. Okay. Huh. Okay. I got one or two few questions, very similar. So I may answer both of them. Can I still apply to this program with my DSE scores from previous years? And another attendee asked, should I apply through JUPAS or non-JUPAS if I got DSE scores from previous years? So something very similar. This is a very interesting question, and we encountered a lot of inquiries last academic years asking something like this. The situation is you are local students, you have DSE results a few years ago or multiple years, you already got a degree. So you can apply either through JUPAS or non-JUPAS actually, but I really can't tell you which way is better because it all depends on your background. For example, if you got a very strong background in sports or physiotherapy related field, so just tell us, maybe it's better for you to apply through non-JUPAS. But if you have a really high score at DSE, maybe it's easier for you to apply through JUPAS. But the idea is you can still apply with your previous few years ago combined certs with your DSE result for the JUPAS. And for the non-JUPAS, you can provide all the information that help us to understand you. The answer is yes, you can apply, but it all depends on different situations. Okay, the next question. Okay, may I ask what is the difference between the first one application and second one applications? Actually, there's just similar, but if you applied earlier, so that we have your information earlier, so that maybe you will have a chance to have the interview earlier. If you are, we encounter some of our applicants that they are still gathering their certificates, the related information, so they missed the first one, but still they can apply in the second one. So if you are interested, just apply as early as possible. Okay, am I eligible to apply for the OUHK subsidy scholarships and N&HS as a mature student? Because we are under SSSDP next academic year. So I think you can refer to our website, the OUHK for details. But since we are under SSSDP scheme, so maybe I can show you the tuition fee next year. Sorry, this bit. Okay, here. Okay, so you can see the tuition fees. The tuition fee is 164,600 per year, but because of the SSSDP, the ledge fee will be 87,800 per year. And we also got other scholarships. And if you are talented in some areas, just contact our academic staff and we will try to champion you for the scholarships. Okay, but for the others, subsidy or scholarship subsidy, so you may refer to our OUHK website. Okay. Okay, what is the requirements for local IB students? Yeah, you can also find this information on their web page here. Please wait. Um, one of the pages will tell you the minimum requirement of an IB student. But if you're talking about the score last year or the subjects you have to take, you may contact us by email or call us so that we can better understand your condition and tell you more about that, okay? Yes, this one already. Is it possible to apply through both JUPAS and non-JUPAS? No. Some of the attendees asked, is it possible to apply through both JUPAS and non-JUPAS? No, because of the system. This is not what we can decide, but you have to apply either JUPAS or non-JUPAS only. So as I mentioned, you have to choose the one method that most suitable to you. And if you want to, again, if you want to have more information, just email to us or you can call us anytime. Ah, okay. Again, about the tuition fee. Here. May I ask if a bachelor's degree holder through non-JUPAS apply for the program, can I have the SSSDP subsidy, which means the program fees is, okay, the number. Thank you very much, you're welcome. Yes, every student admitted to our program will have this subsidy, no matter if you are mature students or you already got a degree. Um, okay, can I be exempted from taking some of the subjects if I have relevant work experience and professional studies in the human movements field? Yes, it depends. Some of our students, as I mentioned, they already got a degree or even master degree in related field. They apply for exemption or credit transfer, but it only for at this stage for English or general education. But we also have to check the details. I can say there's some cases like this, but if you're talking about a human movement field, if you want to have the courses related to the core or the professional courses, I'm afraid that will not be possible. So for the courses that is possible to be exempted, it would be English or and general educations. But again, it depends on if the curriculum, the content of that course to be exempted. Okay. What advice regarding to preparation would you give to those who want to study this program? Oh, very good question, Mandy. Okay, very positive. Okay, if you are interested in studying physiotherapy, being a physiotherapist, no matter where in Hong Kong or overseas, it's always good that you have some basic knowledge in anatomy and physiology. Uh, because from our experience, students always feel it very challenging to study, to memorize all the muscles, all the insertion origins, the actions, the terms in physiology. So there are some online courses that you can enroll and attend so as to prepare yourself to study physiotherapy. This is a very good question. Do remember to apply. Okay. Um, I think it's how many places. How many places will your program provide this year? It's 40. 40. Um, okay. I will graduate at late August 2020 due to COVID, and my related bachelor's certificate may not be allowed provided at round one or round two or even before interview. What should I do? May I provide it once I received? Thank you. Okay. Yes. 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 You can apply first, and you can have the interview first. Uh, will the registry may ask you for other um, related certificates like your transcript of previous years. But once you get those certificates, just submit to us. But if you pass the deadline, you can't apply anymore. But you can always provide your information later. Okay. Can students having his final year of bachelor degree apply for this program? I think you mean um, if you are in the final year of your bachelor's degree study, can you apply? Actually, we don't have a fixed rule on this, but we prefer that you finish one degree and then start another degree. If you are able to finish one before the next academic year, then it will be okay. I hope that I answer your questions. If I can't, just send me your question again. Okay. Is the SSSDP subsidy given throughout the 4-year study period? Yes, yes. Or every student admitted in this program, they will be subsidized for 4 years. Okay, and the questions are coming. Okay, when will the interview be conducted? It will be in middle or late August. Yeah, for local students, I think. Mark, right? Your local students. Okay. Okay, let me see. There are some other questions. Okay, about the interview. Okay, will it be online or face-to-face interview? We always hope to see you in person. Last year, we managed to have 1 or 2 sessions of face-to-face interview, but the remaining, most of our interviews were online. It very depends on the COVID-19 conditions. So um, we hope that it will be face-to-face, but we may also have to do it online. But for those overseas or mainland China applicants, we will do it online. Okay. Okay, there is another question. Will the graduates be certified globally or only in Hong Kong? Thank you. Because this is a local program, and and I can also tell you that we are still under the accreditation process, so it will be only Hong Kong. But as I mentioned, show you this slide. That here, because our curriculum is designed according to the World Physiotherapy Standards, so if you fulfill the requirements of a particular country, for example, for some countries, you will have to hand in your transcript or the information, the course materials that you used in the 4-year study, so they will consider that. So it all depends on the countries. Okay, I think, okay, may I ask whether the graduates should make another examination to get registration of practice as physiotherapist in Hong Kong. Also, how many places for longitudinal students, as I was not able to find your program in the application system. Okay, I'm sorry that I think this is the last question. If I'm not able to answer all of them, just email us. Okay, this attendee asked, may I ask whether the graduates should make another examination to get registration of practice as physiotherapist in Hong Kong? Under the current situation, as I mentioned, we are under the accreditation process. We will know the results at the 4th years of maybe three and more than 3 years later. But I can tell you this is the normal process of every university of institutions that have the new physiotherapy program in Hong Kong. So after the accreditation process, if everything's okay, and then you will be able to practice in Hong Kong without any further examination. And how many places for non-JUPAS students, as I was not able to find your program in the application system. Because we will be under SSSDP scheme next academic year, there are some regulations we have to follow from the Education Bureau. We cannot admit more than 10% of our total number of students from the non-JUPAS system. It means that the maximum number will be 4. Yes, the competition will be very rigorous. But we can't change that rule, but the good news is you still have a chance. You cannot find the program in the application system, yes, because on the application system, if you want to apply, you have to log into our online admission system, online application system. And then on a page that you choose the program, there are actually 2 parts. The first part, you can't find our program, but on the second part below, you can find our program. So you can find that there. If you still can't find it, just call us, okay? Okay, so thank you very much for all of your questions, although I can't answer them all. But yeah, if you have further questions, just feel free to contact us. If you want to discuss your personal condition, you don't want to tell everyone here, you can just contact us anytime. And again, thank you very much for your participation in this seminar. And I hope that I will see you next September here. And stay safe and healthy in this pandemic. Okay, see you. Bye-bye.